Welcome to It's My Business. I'm your host, Mark Lorray. We are still in the month at the time of this recording in the month of June, and I want to stay on the topic of men's mental health awareness as the month of June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Had some really good conversations. If you have any comments, please don't be shy. Throw your comments, your questions in the comments. I want to be able to have a dialogue with you on this subject because it's a very important topic. I've been getting some comments on my LinkedIn and Instagram, people reaching out to me wanting to have a further dialogue, men especially. So I have a special guest with me here today. He's a business owner, he's a father, a husband, and he's also running for town council of Ajax. So we'll get into that a little bit. But really today, we just want to talk about continue the conversation really of how we as men handle the pressures of life and business, entrepreneurship, and see if Nick here can give you some tools, some strategies.
I hope I can help.
Yeah, Nick, what's going on, man? Glad to have you.
I'm good, man. I'm really happy to be here. I'm thankful for the opportunity to come on the platform and speak my thoughts. And if any way my life experience can help people, it's a benefit to everybody.
Yeah, that's it. But before we get into anything, just tell us, who you are, like what's your business? You're a businessman, as you
I
said.
have a landscape construction company, which ties into property maintenance. I've been doing that for about 10 years now. Growing up, I was in the hospitality business. Had a sports bar on the Danforth where I grew up in Greektown, Toronto. And the landscape construction and property maintenance keeps us really busy all year round. The business has grown substantially, especially since COVID, actually, is when it really kind of took it to the next level, which was great. And it's given me time to reflect and try to do other and hopefully give back to my community.
That's good. So during COVID,
I find because I do mainly commercial. Another thing is a lot of people were home during COVID, so their vacation was their backyard and
true,
right? Social distancing, have a couple friends over, stuff like that. So a lot of people invested in their landscape, which is a good return at the end of the day too, for if you're selling or whatever, and you enjoy the space you live in that way, right? So
yeah. How long ago did you start the business?
I've had my current company for 5 years now, and initially in this industry, I've been in the industry for 10 years. The other company was more snow removal based along with the other things. And I kind of took a back seat away from the snow removal because it's not something I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
It takes a huge toll on you. It's a lot of hard work. I respect any snow contractor out there.
Yeah.
But I focus mainly on landscape construction. Usually when you're done the work, people are satisfied. A lot of smiles, a lot of thank yous. The place looks great. Good for your morale, I would say, for sure.
Yeah, I remember when I had my before I changed my business model for my renovation company, we specialized in preparing homes for sale. But before that, we were doing regular home maintenance, and we got into snow removal for 2 seasons. The first season was like really good because there wasn't that much snow.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, this is good.
Beautiful.
And you get paid in advance.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. That next year, holy smokes, it snowed like pretty much every day.
And you can't make plans, right? You're at a wedding on a Saturday and I'm refreshing the app and my wife's going, what's wrong? It's not supposed to snow. I'm like, no, there's a cloud coming on the app and I'm shaking. So it's like, it's something I'm glad I don't have to deal with anymore. That's
exactly.
For sure.
And I remember for me, my kids were really young at the time.
Like mine are, well, now they're turning 3, turning 6, but at the time when I was really grinding those snow events, my oldest was 1.5. It was not fun when you got to work sometimes 24, 30 hours straight. People are like, how do you do it? You have no choice. That's how you do it. Yeah. And I think that's a big thing of being an entrepreneur. You don't have a choice to do certain things. You got to get uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Being uncomfortable is being part of being an entrepreneur.
That's it. You got to get uncomfortable in order to be comfortable. That's what I often say. So you went from the hospitality industry into this. Why the change?
So I grew up in the industry because of my father, and more so in later teenage years, working at my uncle's restaurant as well. And then when I was, I want to say 2015, I decided I want to, start going towards the way of having a family. And the way I grew up, I didn't get to see my dad much other than our relationship was soccer. Got soccer tomorrow? Okay, perfect. That's our bonding, right? So I didn't want to have that for my family. I wanted to be around as much as possible. Um, which is funny to say because as an entrepreneur, you're always working, even when you're home. But
Yeah.
especially the years now that my kids are at, it's great to be around, especially in the evenings, going to baseball last night, going to soccer Thursday night, going to swimming lessons, and really being around all of that stuff where I feel like when you're in hospitality, especially when it's a local establishment, yeah, people come for the name, but people come for you. Even if I just sit with you for 3 minutes, I got to sit with Nick today. We got to chat a bit, and it's part of being in like a local pub. I feel like that's you're almost trapped at times, which is something with this business I found a way slowly that I can get out of and eventually, put systems in place where you can really focus on the actual business and I don't just have a job at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's good for you. That's really, really smart on your part. So, what made you decide to put systems into place? Because you imagine you like
More, yeah,
tools
I've
and
done
stuff.
it all. I still get involved from time to time. Obviously, you got to do what you got to do, but I noticed you can't, like, growing up in that hospitality industry, you wear a lot of hats. You wear every hat, especially working with my father at times. I would see in my teenage years, I would see he wore every hat from cook to front of house to behind the bar to. So when you're doing all that, it's hard to, you can get to a certain level, of course, but you can't grow past a certain point if you're wearing every hat. So the second you start putting systems in place, you can really focus on growing the business. And I feel like in my industry, it's a great industry to do that because there's a lot of capable people out there. I got great staff. The guys are amazing that I have on staff. I'm appreciative for every single one of them because without them, I wouldn't even be able to sit here and chat with you. Before I would have been uh, who knows, probably in a bobcat right now or an excavator or something like that, right? So
Yeah.
systems in place is huge to grow a business. And as you grow, everybody on your team grows as well, I find.
Yeah. How do you handle stress?
Uh, so stress is something that I've gotten way better at managing. In 2022, I had a massive stroke in January of 2022, and it stemmed from a lot of stress. It was the business, new kid, family, bills, and it was just all coming down. You know what I mean? And
Mm.
I woke up one day and then I got my reality check, I would say. And I've learned to really balance work life. That's something for sure. And I've learned that if it's something you can't change, try not to stress about it and just deal with stuff as it comes and instead of just having all the weight on your shoulders, come up with plans for the weights on your shoulders. You know what I mean, Mark?
Yeah.
It can be very difficult as a business owner because, like I said, especially at the start, you're wearing every hat.
Hmm.
You're the bookkeeper, you do the payroll, you send the POs, you do it all at the
Yeah.
start because there's not a lot of money at the beginning usually when you
Yeah,
start a
exactly.
business.
Exactly. Exactly. And thank God that you're okay. Everything worked out well.
Yes,
You're still here. You
yes,
got your children have you, your wife has you.
yeah,
I went through the same thing. You and I were talking off
yeah.
camera. Mine was a minor stroke a number of years ago. Same, just like you. I was everything, everywhere, all the time, and had a minor stroke. And lost my speech a little bit.
Mm,
It was down for about 3 weeks for me. I was down for.
yeah.
How long were you down for?
Fully down and out, I would say about 2.5 months to
Mm,
3 months. And then I finally got to go home around the 3.5, 4 month part.
yeah,
But even then, it took a few months to get back to. I wasn't perfect. Like, okay, let's go for a
yeah,
jog or
yeah,
let's
yeah,
go
yeah.
hoop
It
or
took a
whatever.
while to
It
get
took
back.
time,
Yeah.
right? And
Hmm.
it was, being strong, energetic my whole life, and then coming out in a cane, limping away, asking for help. It was so hard mentally,
Yeah.
especially because the stroke happened during the peak times of COVID, essentially. Like, I wasn't allowed any visitors. I just
Right.
had my wife. I didn't see my kid, my oldest son Yanni, for at the end when I was in the rehab facility. The main doctor in the facility, she goes, "You haven't seen your son? Nobody's done anything about this?"
Yeah.
I go, "No," and she's like, "Well, he's coming tomorrow," and that was, yeah, man.
Like Christmas.
I don't think I've ever been that emotional, happy my whole life. That was like, okay, I'm coming home, kid, man. Like this isn't it for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's good. And it puts things into perspective,
Yeah.
right? So I guess, was it at that moment that you started to put systems into place,
It was when I
or
started to pivot,
mm,
because when you're alone
yeah,
and in a hospital bed, and unfortunately, there's not a lot of resources for us, right? So about 2 weeks in, because I'm looking at the plant, want to grab the plant, it's not registering, right?
yeah,
And I wasn't getting a lot of help, especially at that time. Nurses were so overwhelmed. Uh, Physio was supposed to be daily, wasn't happening. I was only allowed one visitor, which was my wife. She had our son, who was a
yeah,
year and a bit old. Like, so I I think it was like around the second week. I woke up and I'm like, "You're not sick, man. Like, you got to get it together. Nobody's gonna help you but yourself." So I woke up. I'm like, "Today we're gonna get dressed." Like, it's something so small, right? You just getting up and getting dressed. You're like, "What are you talking about?" But it's creating a habit, right? So got up, got dressed, sat upright, not lied down all day.
yeah.
Day two, okay, we're gonna get dressed. We're gonna sit in the chair. Day three, we're gonna walk to the bathroom today with our walker and take 10 steps, and so on and so forth. And by my third week, I'm sitting in the hallway trying to walk alone, and they're yelling at me like, "Nick, you might fall, you might," but at the end of the day, if you're not gonna help yourself, nobody's really gonna get up and help you. And my wife did help me. I'm not saying she didn't help
Yeah,
me, but
yeah,
you gotta. I think your mindset is the
yeah.
most important
You
when it
still
comes
got
to
work to
recovery.
do. Exactly. That's
Yes.
like anything in life, right?
Yeah, man.
There's still
Yeah. And the only
responsibility.
thing was that kept me really going was I have amazing friends, group of people that I grew up with. We still stay in touch, and their messages, their jokes throughout my time, even getting roasted in the guys group chat while being in a hospital bed, it does help. And
Yeah,
it kind of keeps you going. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, come on, man, get it together, brother. You know
yeah,
what I mean? And that's the stuff that kind of kept me during the darkest time of my life, still smiling a lot of the time.
yeah. That's
So
good. Do you believe in self care, and do you do self care? What
what
does
have
Nick do
I
for
over
self?
the last few years? So I was about 427 pounds at my heaviest. Shout out to Hammer Fitness, Josh Coperban, coach I got about a year and a bit ago. Went on a pretty crazy journey, got really hardcore with the training and the nutrition, but mainly the mindset. I dropped over 100 pounds, which was that is self-care, doing stuff like that. Did I gain a little bit of weight back? Yeah, clearly, but I tore my MCL in January. And again, mindset. Tore the
Mhm.
MCL. One day led to 2 bad days, led to a month where you're like, ah. And now the last, I would say 5 weeks, I've gotten back on track, going for my walks, doing my physical
That's good.
fitness, getting in the gym. And, a lot of people, when they go to the gym, it's like, oh, hey. Like, I just get in this zone. I put my headphones on, I do my thing. And I try to go at 5 a.m. because if I don't go at 5 a.m., it kind of, I feel like it's the best start to a day is with the workout,
Yeah.
and it kind of sets the tone for the rest of the day, right? It's off the list.
Yeah, absolutely does. Yeah. They say that I was reading a stat. It
Yeah.
said 23% of men experience depression and anxiety. Even younger, 19 to 29, 75 to 80% in that of men in that age group suffer from depression. That is an alarming number. What would you say to your guys that are working for you? Like, do you have at all, or
Thing
systems in
I
place,
don't
or?
do with my guys,
Mm,
which is a common thing in construction, is I don't yell at my guys.
mm,
They don't react well to that. Maybe it's a private matter. I had a gentleman who's worked for me who a lot of us have different stuff we deal with outside of life, and he needed a day off. I spoke to him for 40 minutes before this podcast today, actually, and told him, like, man, you got to worry about you before you worry about mother, father, sister, brother. If you can't get yourself in the right state of mind, can't take care of nobody, man.
That's
So
it.
the pressure you feel from all these avenues, you actually control them, because if you're good, then you can help mom, dad, brother, sister. And I feel like that's something I'm good at. Most of the guys that I do work with are actually friends of mine, right? So, and it helps. Sometimes it has its positives and its negatives, but
Yeah.
for the most part, it's positive because we all care about each other at the end of the day. And it's good to have a good team environment
Hmm.
in order to have a successful working environment. Because without the team, there is no work's not going to get done if
Yeah.
people aren't getting along, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you got the business, you got your family, and now you're considering getting into politics.
Yeah, yeah.
Where did that come
Where
from,
did it
Nick?
come from? Where did it stem from? So I've always been pretty vocal in my life. I kind of dig into stuff. I don't shy away from stuff. So, having a young family, I've been in Ajax now just over 3 years. I live in South Ajax, in Ward 3, where I'm running for local council. I just feel like the way Ajax is growing, we need some strong local leadership. There's a lot of stuff that we can get into, but we're not here for that really
Yeah.
today. But at the end of the day, I've never been a politician, and actually, I'm a neighbor. I'm a community guy, so that's why I'm doing it, because I want to be able to give back to my community. I feel like I'm at a point in my life where I can take some time to actually do that. And because I have a young family, I don't plan on leaving Ajax. This has become home, right? And when I first came here, I didn't, well, not here, we're not in Ajax, but when I first came to Ajax,
Yeah.
I didn't know what to expect. And that lakefront has given me more peace than anything since I've moved here.
Hmm.
So it's a community I care deeply about. It's a community I'm raising my family in. It's a community that my boys will be in for the next 20 years. With us being a Greek background family, hopefully they're not with us till we're 40 or 50, but you know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Like stereotype stuff. But I love it. It's become home. Toronto, Danforth, where I grew up, was home, but this is home now, and I care a lot about it.
Yeah. So why should
Why should
people
people
vote for
vote for
you?
me? Well, one thing about me is I don't have to get along with everybody in the council. We don't all have to sing along to get along. We have to dig in, have tough conversations. At the end of the day, I will have those tough conversations, right? I've been in rooms from a young age with other consultants, big property managers, architects, and I'll question stuff. I'll be like, this doesn't make sense. Why are you getting me to do this? It's a waste, right? So one thing that comes up a lot since I've been door knocking is we don't have money to pay for my kids' soccer or for my kids' baseball because we're choosing, right? Why not be able to give both to your children if you can, right? And property taxes just keep rising, and it's become the norm. Like, oh, I got my bill. Here we go. It's up again. So, we got to dig into this stuff. I'm not saying cut everything. That's not realistic. You need stuff to run the town, but we need other ways of bringing money to the town because Ajax is growing, whether any of us like it or not. We're approved for a lot of builds, and we need to find other ways other than us, the residents, paying for everything, right?
Yeah. And I guess with your business background, you'll some of those skill sets
For
you'll
sure. And not
apply.
only that, like,
And
so I'm all for volunteering for sure, but I'm also about leading volunteer stuff, right? So um, I've had my own soccer camps. I've actually, it's been a while. I took a couple kids to Greece when they were younger to play in European tournaments, stuff like that, community driven stuff. But most recently, like where I'm from, like I said, I grew up on the Danforth. One of the big things for me was having coffee there a couple years ago. The street did not look up to par. So one of the reasons I reached out to the BIA over there was how do we fix this? What's going on? We've lost taste of the Danforth. The street's not looking good. What's going on? So I got elected to the board there. Um, we got an award last year, a beautification award for the nicest BIA.
nice.
Shout out to Anna, who was a big part. part of that. She leads the chair committee for that. We work together on that. And then another thing was Taste of the Danforth. So there was an announcement last week. Taste was at one point the second biggest street festival in the world. Growing up, it started with, I remember, 4 or 5 barbecues on the street. So by like 96, 97, we had about 150,000 people, to the point where at its peak, I think there was about 1.7 million people
Yeah,
entering that festival.
that's
So I'm
crazy.
all for, getting investments, from our government. Like we got 400 grand, 200 grand from the municipal government in Toronto, 200 grand from the provincial government. But we had to raise a lot of money through sponsorships in order to make the festival happen. These festivals cost a lot of money, but Taste brings about 90 to 100 million dollars back right into the community. And why not Ajax? That's my thought. Why not think outside the box and bring new, fresh ideas to Ajax, right?
Mhm.
What people say, oh, we don't have the infrastructure. Yeah, there's ways of getting stuff done. We just got to work together, not just as politicians, as community leaders as well, to get stuff done. Put BIAs back in place, stuff that's been axed during COVID. I believe our downtown BIA doesn't exist anymore, and a lot of people are questioning our downtown now in Ajax because of we clearly have a homeless issue, we have an addiction issue, but even general upkeep, we got to keep property maintenance, property managers accountable, take care of their properties where people paying a ton of rent to run their businesses, right? So it's more than just a town issue. It's accountability all over, right?
Yeah. Let me circle back a little bit. How do you handle
How do I handle rejection?
Yeah.
I don't like being rejected. Obviously, I don't think anybody likes being rejected.
Mm.
But the main thing about being rejected is to learn why you're being rejected and circle right back around with fresh ideas, fresh approaches to maybe not get rejected in the future, right? Because circling back, I guess, to the whole council thing, some ideas might get rejected, but you have to find creative ways to circle back, to try to change people's minds to get your ideas approved, right?
Mhm.
So that's what I think. But nobody likes rejection. Who likes
No.
rejection?
Yeah, exactly. But we got to go through it. It's part of life, right?
To learn.
Right? You built your. I'm sure you didn't get an
Oh, I've
offer.
been
You
on so
contracted
much
you.
stuff in my life that
Yeah.
I haven't gotten. You're like, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it, and then what really happens is you get an acceptance email from another company that you're like, where'd that come from?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, you don't always win. But I'm big
Yeah.
on relationships. That's the thing, is keeping good relationships with the clients that I do currently have. Right?
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. What would you say to a man right now that's going through something difficult? Businessman, business is not going so great. He's feeling, should he give up? Should he continue?
Don't
What would
give
you
up.
say?
I was at the point where I literally was in a hospital bed, overdraft, and I'm calling my wife. I'm in tears trying to get the words out, and you can't give up. There's ways of pivoting, ways of growing, and you got to take care of your mental health. Find ways of dealing with your mental health, whether it's through therapy. Yeah, I see a therapist. Yeah, this guy here, I see a therapist.
Yeah, me
That's
too.
something new
Yeah,
that
man.
I've done.
Good.
It took
Good.
years,
Me too, man.
to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. And during that whole, being cooped up in a hospital, everyone's like, you should see it. They gave me a list. I didn't do it. You know when I did it? I think 4 months ago.
Yeah.
And it's probably the best thing I've ever done, because you get tools, man. Like anything you do in life, you need tools to succeed, right?
That's it.
And shout out to the therapist. You've given me some good tools and ways to cope better
Yeah.
with reality. And I don't think anybody should give up on dreams. I'm all about thinking outside the box, and outside some people might think you're nuts, but sometimes you get in that box with that outside the box thinking, and they're home runs usually, right?
Yeah.
They're not singles, they are home runs for the most part. And I'm all about trying to swing for the fences at times and get home runs, man. That's what it's about, I think, when it comes to really getting up and ahead of stuff.
All right.
You
Where
can
can people
find
find
me
you?
on Instagram. My Nick for Ajax is my Instagram handle. nickforajax.com. I'm going to put my phone number out there for the people, 416-567-0062. People are like, why would you do that? Well, I'm putting my name out there, so why not get a hold of me? I'd love to connect with anybody for a chat at any time. And I'm really grateful I got to come on the platform today, man.
That's amazing. And I'm going to have that in the description. You'll be able to connect. So make sure you send me the links for that. That'll be in the description of this, in the show notes. Nick, this was a great conversation, man. Thanks for
thanks for having
coming
me.
on. Thanks for making the time.
This is new to me, and I'd love that it was just natural, free-flowing conversation. I feel like we're just hanging out, man.
Yeah, well, that's it. That's how I like to do it. Yeah, that's how I'd like to do it, man.
If you got
any
dreams,
last words
don't
you
give
want to
up
say?
on them. Any entrepreneur, they're gonna think you're crazy, but if you don't try, you will never know, man. And if you were to tell me 10 years ago I'd be in the industry I'm in, I'd be like, yeah, right. This guy's been a bartender, flipping hamburgers, and now I run a pretty successful construction maintenance company. So don't give up on any ideas, because no idea is really a bad idea at the end of the day.
That's it. Love it. If you listen to this episode, watching this episode, please drop a comment here so that I know you listened right to the end. Give me a takeaway that you got from this, something that Nick said or maybe I said, but that impacted you, made you think differently, that inspired you. I want to know. Let's keep this dialogue going. This is my business. It's your business. Go do your business. You got this.